A successful businessman named Arvind was on a flight to New York for an important meeting. Arvind was a workaholic, and he always kept himself busy with work, even on his flights. On this particular flight, Arvind was engrossed in his laptop, working on a presentation that he had to give in the meeting. As he was finishing up his work, suddenly his laptop crashed as a clumsy air hostess dropped juice over it. He got frustrated and was about to lose his cool. But then he noticed a beautiful woman next to him. Despite being a stranger, he didn't want to put a bad impression of him on her. She had been reading a book all this time. Arvind realized that she was the perfect distraction because if he kept to himself, his blood pressure would shoot up to a dangerously high level. The woman's name was Uma, and she was a freelance writer. She was traveling to New York to attend a writers' conference. Arvind and Uma hit it off instantly, and they talked about everything under the sun. They shared their interests, dreams, and aspirations with each other. Uma confessed that she had been observing him since he sat next to her, as Arvind closely resembled a character of the novel she is developing. As they talked, Arvind realized that Uma was not only beautiful but also intelligent and witty. He was mesmerized by her, and he couldn't take his eyes off her. Uma, too, felt the same way about Arvind. They both felt an instant connection, and they knew that they had met their soulmate. As the flight continued, Arvind and Uma talked about everything from their families to their favorite books. They laughed, joked, and shared their deepest fears and desires with each other. They lost track of time, and before they knew it, the flight was landing in New York. Arvind and Uma exchanged their contact information, promising to stay in touch. They both knew that they had found something special in each other, and they didn't want to let it go. Over the next few weeks, Arvind and Uma talked on the phone every day. They went on long walks, talked about their future together, and shared their love for each other. They were inseparable, and they knew that they had found true love. Uma was the reason why first time Arvind willingly took a break from his hectic work. This relationship was actually improving his health. Studying his annual reports, his cardiologist was the first to recommend Arvind to marry Uma. In no time, Arvind and Uma were married in a beautiful ceremony, surrounded by their loved ones. They knew that destiny had brought them together, and they were grateful for it. Destiny was the name of the air hostess who spilled juice on his laptop. They specially tracked her down to invite her to their wedding. They lived happily ever after, building a life that was perfectly balanced between work and pleasure.